how can you guys support this religion? I claim that Islam is a religion of war, religion of violence, terrorism, slavery, child marriage, polygamy, killing, murdering, hate,
Okay, now he's
and
being honest. Look,
Okay,
you should have
okay.
start.
Do you know Surah Fatiha?
Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alamin. Ar-Rahman Ar-Rahim, lam yalid wa lam yulad wa lam yakul lahu kufuwan ahad. Allah.
You missed two surahs.
He's mixing it up.
Listen,
And mix two
That's
surahs
interesting.
together.
Mr. Ex-Muslim, what are you now?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you, yeah.
Good evening.
Good evening to you as well. Where are you calling from?
I am from Russia, from Dagestan.
Okay, where are you from originally?
I am from Dagestan, Russia.
Okay, so you said you're an ex-Muslim. What are you now? What's your ideology, your religion, your belief right now?
So I believe in God, but I don't believe in any religion. I'm kind of pantheist.
A pantheist. So you
Yes.
think everything is God?
God is everywhere. But
No,
I would
that's not
like,
what pantheism is. According to the pantheism, everything in existence is God.
yes, but it also means that God is everywhere.
Okay,
If
so
you say
what is your understanding of God? Let's start with that. Can you tell us a bit about your God? What's God for you?
God is just a spirit for me.
Say again, God is?
Spirit.
But everything in the universe is not spirit.
Yeah, there's so
So
much
how
that's
does that
not
work?
spirit.
Do you think a rock is spirit?
I just do believe in God. I do believe in God, but I
No, but
don't
you
know.
look,
Like,
if you don't even know what God is, you keep saying, I believe in God, I believe in God. But you don't even know what God is according to your worldview. So how does that work? I
yeah,
don't understand.
like God is a creator for me, and
Okay,
He
so
knows
he's a
everything.
creator. A rock is not a creator. Is a rock God for you?
No, but
Let's
His
just
spirit.
can I just walk through one thing very quickly, because I'm actually quite stunned that you said the creator as a pantheist, because how did it create itself?
I have no opinion on this. We can't know this.
Well, no,
But
think
guys,
about that for a second. Think about it for a second. If it existed, then it can create itself, but it doesn't need to be created. It already exists. You see, this created universe, this universe around us. Sorry, let's not say it's created to start off with because of your position. You know, this universe around us. If there was a creator, this creator God,
Yeah.
well
By
then
the way,
either the
just one
creator
sec. Just one
is
sec. Mr. Dagestan, there's a lot of disturbance from your microphone, so maybe mute yourself when you're not
Sounds like you're in
speaking,
the
okay?
wind.
yeah.
Yeah, whatever it is,
uh,
just mute yourself when you're not speaking because
so,
there's a lot of disturbance coming from your microphone.
oh,
So
okay.
this creator you believe in has to be distinct from the thing it created, right? It kind of created itself. So you have to have a distinction between God and this thing that it created, right? So you got to at least make that distinction to start with, and then sort of go
Could
from
we
there.
also go, I mean, you say what you believe God is, but what do you define God as? I think knowing your how you're even defining God, that would be useful to have a glean of.
Yeah, apparently he's unsure because that's the question I asked him. Assalamu alaikum, Brother Samad.
Assalamu alaikum
Nice.
warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Alaikum salam wa rahmatullah. So we need to know first if you even understand the concept of God from your worldview. And if you don't know that, then I doubt you understood God from the Islamic perspective because you claim to be an ex-Muslim. Were you a practicing Muslim, by the way?
No. There is no way to come back to Islam, and I am here
No.
to.
Listen, I'm not pressuring you to do anything. I'm asking, when you were a Muslim, were you a practicing Muslim?
Yes, I searched about Islam, of
That
course.
wasn't my question. Were you a practicing Muslim?
I am an ex-Muslim right now.
Astaghfirullah, this guy doesn't understand English or what? Do you know
No,
what
he's
practicing
asking
means?
you if you used to practice things like prayer regularly, if you used to read the Quran, if we're to ask you to recite some basic surahs, you would be able to. If you, know the articles of faith and the pillars of Islam, this sort of thing. Like, are you someone? Some people identify themselves as Muslim, but it's just because their parents were Muslim and they were never really Muslim. Some people, were deeply Muslim. So we're just trying to understand where you came from.
So the question is, were you really a Muslim when you say you are an ex-Muslim? Were you ever a Muslim by practice or just by name? Which one was it?
I practice. Yeah, you guys I think muted me. I practiced Islam. Yes, I was reading Quran, but I didn't pray. And after I reading Quran, I became an ex-Muslim. I am here to
Hold
you.
on. Did you say you did not pray at all?
Yeah, he didn't used to pray. So congratulations.
You were never
You're
a Muslim.
not an ex-Muslim.
Remove that label. It doesn't work here.
Yeah.
So how long has it been since you are claiming you're an ex-Muslim? How long has it been?
I have been ex-Muslim 5 years. I want.
Okay.
I would like.
And how old are you now?
I am 26.
Okay, so let's say when you were 21, you were never a Muslim because you never prayed. One of the things which differentiates a Muslim from a non-Muslim is salah, is a prayer. There's a clear hadith about this. So if you were never praying, then by that definition or by that description of yours, you were never a Muslim.
If I go to the headquarters of Google and I go into the lobby and talk to the receptionist and security asks me to leave, I don't get to put ex-Google employee on my CV. So better not to call yourself ex-Muslim, better just present yourself as you are, which is a pantheist, or someone who's unclear about God, or an agnostic, or someone who is searching about God. That would be a lot more honest.
By the way, did you know how to pray, or you did not know how to pray either, or you just didn't pray? Did you know how to pray?
I know just there are rakats, there is wudu, have to wash yourself. But
Okay.
I wanted to practice salah, the namaz. But after, I wanted first of all read the Quran, and after reading the Quran, I understand that all the religions are human-made things. All the religions created by people, and I am here today, guys. I would
Okay.
like to debate.
That's fine. That's fine, no problem. So you mentioned things like rakat and wudu. Do you know how many rakats are
Quran
there?
did you read that caused him
Just
to...
1 second, brother Brandon. Sorry, this Dagestani guy. What shall we call you? What's your name?
I don't think he's Dagestani.
My name is Mukhlis.
Mukhlis. Okay, Mukhlis. How many rakats are there in wudu?
There is no rakat in wudu.
Okay, and how do you perform wudu?
Wudu is just before praying is washing some body parts like
Which body parts do you wash? Give me the order.
Your foot and also.
You start with the foot?
Guys, I don't know that.
Brother, if you don't even know how to perform wudu, we doubt you were ever a Muslim. Stop making that claim. So you need to drop that act of yours first. You know, we really like people who are sincere, seeking knowledge and understanding from sincerity. If your basis is insincere and you come with this false label, ex-Muslim, as if we will get angry or get provoked, it doesn't work on our platform like that. We catch you guys very quickly, you know. So the first thing we would value is sincerity. If you lack that, we'll throw you out of the panel and call someone else who's waiting in the back studio who is sincere.
And if someone led you to believe, if you've been legitimately fooled and somebody led you to believe that you're Muslim, even though you didn't know how to make wudu, so you've never even done a valid prayer once in your life, well, then we are informing you.
Yeah.
You're not an ex-Muslim. You're somebody who started looking at Islam, read the Quran, decided they understood it, and decided that religions are man-made and all that kind of stuff. And that's a very common position. It's not an ex-Muslim position. It's just a position.
Yeah.
So come with what you are, and we'll talk on that basis. And it's a lot healthier as a discussion.
Exactly. Yeah.
Guys,
So you want to drop the act and just tell us who you are and maybe start again. Okay,
I respect you so much, guys. Please, but let me speak. Let me clarify one thing, okay? Please.
go.
Thank you. So you guys are asking people who present themselves as ex-Muslims, and you guys are asking them some random questions about Islam to check whether they are really ex-Muslim or not.
No,
And if
false. No,
We didn't
no,
ask you random. We
false.
asked you about Salah.
False.
The first
They're not
question I asked.
random.
In fact, you're the one who made this confession that you never prayed. So we didn't even ask you that. You made that confession. So by
Yeah.
your own description, you are a fake ex-Muslim.
Yeah, and it might look random to questions to you, but if someone understands, they would understand these are not random questions in the slightest. These are very foundational first basics questions, very first thing. So just to see, and it's exactly as I said, because some people have been taught to use the Muslim label just because their dad happened to be a Muslim or they grew up in a Muslim majority country or something. But that doesn't mean they're actually a Muslim. And it's like I said about if you never even really prayed, it's the equivalent of walking into a headquarters of Google and talking to the receptionist and thinking that's the same as having worked there. You've just been misled. It's as simple as that. We're just helping you to understand that fact. So if you can't get your head around that fact and you insist on clinging onto the ex-Muslim label and so on, then yeah, we've got an honesty issue. But if you can recognize the fact, and as I said, move on a truthful basis that you came to Islam to have a look at it, knowing nothing and having not practiced it, and started reading the Quran and decided you understood it better than everyone upon your first reading, and decided that it was all man-made and so on. Well, we can have a discussion about that. It's a very common position. I used to have that position back when I was young and naive. I recognize it very well, so we can have that dialogue.
Yeah.
But you've got to stop this whole insisting ex-Muslim thing, because what it means is you're insisting on a misunderstanding of Islam, and then there is no progression to be had. So we might as well go on with someone useful right now.
Yeah.
guys,
So let me bring up this hadith for you to have a look as to where we are coming from. Yeah. Can you see the screen?
let me zoom it.
Okay, I'll zoom it for you so you can see. I'll just bring the English. Okay, can you see it now?
Yes, yes.
Okay, can you read it for us?
Sure. Messenger of Allah said that which differentiates us from the disbelievers and hypocrites is our performance of salat. He was abundantly and becomes a disbeliever.
Yes. What do you understand from this hadith? So this is Burayra radiallahu anhu reported, the Messenger of Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, that which differentiates us from the disbelievers and hypocrites is our performance of salat. He who abandons it, meaning the salah, becomes a disbeliever. This is in Tirmidhi and also in Muslim and other hadith books. And this you can find the reference in Riyadh al-Salihin 1079. So you see what differentiates the disbelievers and the hypocrites from the Muslims, the believers, is salah. The fact that you confess that you never prayed salah, meaning you were a disbeliever, according to this hadith.
Can I speak, please?
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
Thank you. Do you guys think that every Muslim is practicing salah?
We can't judge every Muslim. We can only judge those who tell us what they are doing, because our intention is not to go and judge everyone in the world. You came to our panel, you made the confession you didn't pray salah. Do you agree with that?
Yes, I didn't. I wanted to pray salah. I wanted to do namaz, but I have to read the Quran first of all. Then
Yes.
I left Islam.
Okay, how much of the Quran have you read?
Before that, Brother Hashim, before
Yes,
that,
Brother
you wouldn't
Salman.
need to read the Quran to do your salah.
Exactly.
Who
Yeah.
told you that?
Because Quran is the words of Allah.
I know, but
open my?
But
there's no
honestly,
requirement.
listen, I've been silent all throughout until this moment. I genuinely don't think that you ever been a Muslim.
Yeah.
Genuinely,
Guys,
because No Muslim says, listen, no Muslim says that you have to read the Quran before you do your salah.
And no Muslim says, I've never prayed in my life.
It's not mandatory in the salah except for al-Fatiha. That's the only mandatory part. And al-Fatiha, a 2-year-old does know.
Yarhamakallah.
Al-Fatiha, every single Muslim since the age of 2, as soon as they start speaking, they know what al-Fatiha is.
Yeah.
So you don't need to read Quran.
Yeah. By the way, Mukhlis, are you outside or indoor? Hello?
I am at home. Can I open my camera and like?
If you want to, but there's a lot of disturbance from your microphone. That's why I'm asking if you're outside or indoor.
No, I am at home.
Okay. So yeah, what is it you wanted to ask us? Go ahead. Yeah.
So, but I would like to clarify one thing for debating with you. A simple thing.
Brother, it's not a debate. You started on the wrong foot. It's not a debate. It's a conversation back and forth. Who told you that we're debating here?
Okay, so let me ask my question.
Yeah.
So do you guys really think Islam is a religion of peace?
In terms of peace, we establish peace. When there's a war, obviously, we don't say that is peace. So it depends on the circumstance and the situation. You said you read the Quran and then you left Islam, yeah, allegedly. How much of the Quran have you left? Sorry, have you read?
I read almost more than 19%. Like
9-0 or 1-9?
9-0.
Okay.
More than
And in what language did you read it?
in Russian. I have my own language.
Of course, you have your own language. That's why I'm asking, what language did you read it in?
I language in my own, the Lezgi language.
What language did you read again?
So you had a Dagestani translation. It's very common to find Russian translations in Dagestan.
Yeah, they read Russian, so that's fine. Yeah, how much of the Quran have you memorized? Do you know Surah Fatiha?
I think yes, I remember it. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. I am not sure, but I think I remember it.
Okay.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alamin.
Yeah.
Yes.
Go on.
Something like Ar-Rahmanir-Rahim. Lam yalid wa lam yulad wa lam yakul lahu kufuwan ahad. Allah.
You missed two surahs.
He's mixing it up.
And mix two surahs together. This is brother. Please, let's just stop with the ex-Muslim thing. Let's just have
that's more than I expected, but yeah, it's still not sufficient.
Okay, so look here. You know,
I mean,
let's
got the beginning and the end of the Quran and missed out the whole middle.
It's very unfortunate that someone who is a young man like you doesn't remember the surah, because these surahs we learn when we are children, you know, as young as 3-4 years old. And that's when we learn. And once you learn something in your childhood, especially if you're repeating it, you know, you don't forget these things.
I just forgot it.
Brother, let's drop the act. Come on. Go with your pantheism, because I doubt you don't even know what's pantheism from the way you explained it to us.
Yeah, let's start again. Just introduce yourself as a pantheist who happens to be from Dagestan. You were never really raised a Muslim. You were never really brought up a Muslim. You never really knew anything about it substantially. You're a pantheist. That makes sense to you. Yet, there's my question still standing. If there's a creator thing, then it must have created something, and there'd be a distinction between it and the thing it created. So how does that work? Let's have a rational discussion based on you admitting you're not an ex-Muslim, you're a pantheist, and let's go from there.
Yeah. Did you understand the question?
Yeah, he wants to describe me pantheism, and you guys keep saying that I was never been an ex-Muslim. You guys just are making excuses.
Your title says ex-Muslim. What do you mean?
Mr. X, categorically, you were never a Muslim because you never prayed.
Yeah.
That's the definition of a Muslim. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in Surah Al-Baqarah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala talks about the prayers. Do you know how many times? Do you know since you read the Quran, you should know that. Surah Al-Baqarah
Oh,
has more than 20 different places talking about salah. Surah Al-Imran has the same. Surah Al-Nisa, Al-Ma'idah, all the surahs, most of the surahs, until the half of the Quran, talk about salah.
so
So, and then you come over and say, well, I was a Muslim, but I never prayed. You were
yeah.
never a Muslim.
Mukhlis, brother Islam Hakim said, forget this act about ex-Muslim. We are not interested anymore because I think we have already concluded you were never
There
a
was
Muslim.
another hadith
So let's
other than
move
the one you
on.
shared. It was
Yeah.
إنما بين الرجل والشرك والكفر ترك الصلاة.
Yeah. Is that in Sahih Muslim?
Yes, it's in Sahih Muslim as well.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, Barakallah Fik. So yeah, Mukhlis, tell us about your ideology. What do you believe now and why do you believe it?
As I told you guys, I do believe in God, but I refuse all the religions, and I am here to ask the question about Islam. What my specific reason, like living Islam, and ask you that how can you guys support this religion? I claim that Islam is a religion of war, religion of violence, terrorism, slavery, child marriage, polygamy, killing, murdering, hate.
Okay, now he's
And
being honest.
Okay,
You should have started by being honest.
Yeah.
Look, man. This is what we ask for. We don't want the playing the games, putting I'm an ex-Muslim, like that will get you nowhere. You're wasting our time, your time, and eventually we're just going to kick you. Just come and start saying I believe all this stuff about Islam, and then we can have hopefully a nice discussion where we can get somewhere.
Yeah.
You're wearing a mask by yourself in your home.
yes,
He doesn't want to
because
show his face. That's fine. That's fine. No problem.
Okay.
That's okay.
Muslims will attack me because I left Islam.
Okay, so look here. I think you need to first understand what Islam is. If Islam was what you claim it was, do you know how many Muslims are in the world?
1.8 billion.
Yeah, so 2 billion Muslims. That is like quarter of the world. Now imagine if what the Muslims were what you described. Do you not think the world would be in chaos?
Repeat, please.
Do you not think the world would be in chaos if what you described about Islam was true?
I couldn't understand.
You know, it is possible that maybe in your experience you met some bad Muslims, okay, and because of that you are now judging the entire population of Muslims around the globe. Okay, imagine if someone like Khabib, from Dagestan, who is a good Muslim, whom everyone respects, yeah, he uses his violence, he channels it in a sport. Okay, someone as experienced as Khabib, if he was really violent and going about causing chaos everywhere in Dagestan, do you not think he'll be arrested for that? But he channels it in a sport. And when he gives a message of peace, about love, about respect, about mutual understanding. That is a message. That is a true Dagestani we are proud of. Not some fake ex-Muslim like you. Okay?
He doesn't know the true face of Islam.
I don't think you know the truth of your own God. Forget about Islam. You know nothing about Islam. We have already identified that.
Let's take a step
back. You don't know the truth of Islam either. Why do you claim a higher standard than Khabib? You don't know anything about Islam. You barely read the Quran, and not even in its entirety. I'll ask you one thing since you read the Quran. Why does it say in the Quran that Muslims have to attack ex-Muslims, people who leave their religion? Why does it say it in the Quran? Which part?
Yeah.
In the start, in the middle, or at the end?
From the 90% you read, where does it say it?
You read already 90%. You should be able to answer that.
In the Quran says that if a Muslim lives,
could you address the question?
Give us the reference. Give us the reference from the Quran for your claim.
It's fine. But just give me a rough estimation. Yeah. Is it in the beginning of the Quran, the middle, or at the end of the Quran, where Allah instructs Muslims to attack and harass the Muslims who leave their religion?
No. There is no mention in the Quran that for Muslims who live in Islam to attack. There is no mention. In the Quran, it only says that who lives in Islam, that he will be burned in hell. There is no saying about that mention about that you have to attack.
What does it say? What does it say that they will be burnt in hell?
Repeat, please.
where does it say in the Quran that a Muslim who will leave their religion would be burnt in hell? In the beginning, middle, or at the end?
If I am not mistaken, it is in the middle.
No, it's not in the middle. So even that 90% you read, you didn't read.
Exactly.
So just cut to the chase, please, because all of us have lives. In all honesty,
Guys,
with all due respect to you, all of us have lives. We have better things to do than sitting to somebody who's whining about Islam. With all due respect to you, you have certain points about Islam, take them one by one, and that's it. You don't need to identify yourself as an ex-Muslim, concurrent Muslim, I don't know, future Muslim. You don't need to do that, brother. Just say, I have problems with Islam. Islam is false because 1, 2, 3. That's it.
Can I finish my point?
I think you're.
Well, it depends.
To be honest,
point.
I can't continue with this because it seems like you are just being insincere throughout the discussion. It will be a waste of our time and everyone else's time as well.
Look,
so unless you've got a point.
Yeah. Mr. Dagestani, can we let's just lay down quickly. You're essentially claiming you understand Muslims better than actual practicing Muslims. You just said with Khabib, he doesn't understand the real face of Islam. You think you do understand the real face of Islam. Now, we would say, hang on a minute, isn't it rational that perhaps you understand it less well than the people who actually live it? You know, at least have that humility. And then when you come to us now, present these beliefs you have about Islam. You believe it's a warlike religion. You believe it spreads all this corruption and hatred and so on and so forth. And when we can go through those points. And if you'd begun with that, we would have already made so much progress. And we would have actually had a constructive, useful conversation.
Guys, can I please finish my point?
Make a valid point. Don't waste time, please. Go on, make a valid point.
As long as it takes into account what we've said. If you've been ignoring us and just waiting for a chance to preach, we're not getting anywhere and you'll end up dropped. But if what you're about to say takes into account everything we've said, I'll be very impressed.
I am not ignoring you. I respect you guys so much, and I want it back that you guys respect me. And
we will respect you if you're honest, truthful, and sincere. I've already said this to you at the beginning. But it seems like everything, you just made a claim after claim, and nothing checks out with you. So honestly, I don't know if I can continue with you. So I'll tell you what, come back next time, improve yourself, come with an original idea that you have or your ideology, because even pantheism you don't understand, honestly.
Guys, please let me speak. If you guys are not cowards, if you guys are true,
get out of here. Don't tell us what.
If you're not cowards. Look, that I hope you're still watching is blatant attempt at emotional and
exactly. That's why I said when you are not respectful, when you're not sincere, we drop you. As simple as that.
Look,
so look, go waste somebody else's time.